I pretty open to any kind of speaking in English language. So I decided, why not? Why not? She's probably a scammer, but why cannot I have some nice conversation with her? And I asked her from where is she, why she's calling me, and she said that she is from Microsoft support, that their Denmark quarter is in Copenhagen, and some hackers broke my security system on a computer, and I have to follow her instructions to prevent their manipulation on my computer. Yes. uh, uh, yes, and I started asking some questions like how she get my phone number, or uh, something else, and by more and more questions she became more clear, and that she is not prepared for honest uh, talking. Yes, she is really prepared for some kind of um, treatment, like I say what you do and you do it, like everything has to happen in only in this way. I said I am not at computer right now. I on my work, and she said, all right, when it is convenient to call you. I told her at 1 o'clock, and I asked her to send me some email where she will describe the problem more clearly, because I cannot hear her um, nice and nicely. And she said, okay. So I prepared for that phone call. I prepared myself that I will respond on it, and maybe somehow I will follow their instructions just to the point where I have to expose something. And they really called me uh, at 2 o'clock. Yes, and then one boy or man uh, started to talk with me, and he was so serious, like he's doing some um, very important job, and I have to follow his steps to do what he's saying to me. But I wasn't that easy. I started to ask again questions, and I start to argue with him. So step by step, he started to expose his real his language. Yes, and at some point, I wanted to say, how on earth Microsoft hired somebody with such poor grammar, but I didn't. So they proceeded, and he proceeded doing his job. Yes, and then uh, he one woman from their office started to talk with me, and uh, she interrupted our conversation, and she just broke in and started to talk with me and explaining how they got my phone number, that everything is connected, my computer and their database. And I asked her, why you did not send me any message about it, uh, any email about it. And she said that uh, we don't have your email because it is not connected. Again, I thought, what a crap, how it is possible when I have about 3 accounts on official Microsoft site. At that moment, of course, at that moment, I already known that they are scammers, because they pursued me to do something, and they were doing it so smoothly, like some people from my country, yes, from Ukraine. And I am from Ukraine, and the fact about Ukraine, that scammers in Ukraine are everywhere, in universities, in police, internet scammers, street scammers, all kind of scammers, even in governance. And even our president is scammer. Yes, you may say that my president is not scammer. He is a comedian, and I say yes, he is comedian and a scammer, because I want you to know pretty funny story about our president Vladimir Zelensky, that he the good half of his life he was a comedian. Yes, he was doing his comedy show, and at some point he started one comedy TV show, where he was playing some personage that by a joke promoted his uh, personality his personality to a position of a president. Yes, and people of our country in that TV show had chosen him. Yes, but the another fact about him is that uh, he started that TV show 2 years before actual voting, and he has literally he had literally making advertisement of himself by free. Even he earned money on that TV show, and that TV show was kind of a rally for himself, where he um, made a pretty fine promoting for this uh, as a candidate. So after 2 years of that show, he promoted himself to a position of president of Ukraine. And people have chosen him. Uh, like, what can be worse than uh, vote that take some random candidate and put him to a position of president. Yes, and what can be worse than it? So actually, after that decision of my nation, I decided to move from Ukraine because I I thought, how can I possibly live with that people that have chosen a comedian? Now, of course, I understand that it is only a phase because main politician decisions in Ukraine um, are not made by actually president. So returning before I return to uh, that scam story, I have to say that about our president, about this crap that happened in Ukraine, and the voting story, that when I was a kid, about 9 years ago, about 9 years old, I told my brother that I want to be a comedian. And guess what he said to me? That nobody takes a comedian seriously. Yes, and maybe I said it like maybe I said it like Sacha Baron Cohen would say, and maybe I'm acting like Borat little bit right now because I'm not that convenient in the role of YouTuber, of course, but actually everybody treat our president uh, seriously, at least at voting. Yes, so my brother was totally wrong. Okay, by returning to the scam story, I was pretty sure that 95% they are scammers, but I wanted to take as much energy from them as I could, so they show their true face after it, and they started saying me like, open that, we know your serial number and other stuff. And then that woman uh, pronounced my serial number, and I've seen that it is real, it is my serial number, really. But I did not stop her because that serial number is pretty big and it consumes a lot of energy to spell it. Yes, so I waited and I asked him more and more questions where I was typing. Uh, when I was typing in Google uh, Indian scam in Denmark, and I got few dozens of search, uh, a lot of videos on YouTube, and I realized that they are 100 scammers, 100% scammers. So I said, no, I won't do it. On the next of her steps, yes, I won't do it. She said, why? I told her, because you are scammers. All of you are scammers. She said, oh my god, how can you say that? I said, you are scammers from India. She said, you got us. So why you are wasting your time when you already know everything? I said, well, I tricked you.